Can you all please observe here? We have already seen, right? Very basic introduction, and I have created a file. The file is climate file. Check this. Now our requirement is finding maximum temperature for each and every year. Finding maximum temperature for each and every year here. So for that, what I'll do is, please observe here. I'll take one more terminal here. Which mode I have to work now? How many modes are there? Execution modes are there in the local, right? So fixed space icon, space local. Fine. See, one more small thing. Yesterday we have created one bag, right? ENV bag. Yesterday we have created one bag, right? Isn't it? Yesterday, right? So that bag will never be there. Okay. So once we are exiting this grunt shell, your bag will be deleted. Your bag will be dropped. You guys are understanding what I'm saying? Okay. Because I was telling you, there is no database for pig, so there is no warehouse, there is no metastore. For example, in Hive, if I'm creating any table, I may be exiting from that Hive shell. Once I am again entering into Hive shell, I can still find out my tables. I can still find out my data. But grunt is not something like that. Once you are exiting from this grunt shell, every bag will be removed because there is no permanent storage with metastore. There is no permanent storage with warehouse here. You guys are understanding what I'm saying? So there is no storage with warehouse, there is no storage with metastore. That is the reason once you are exiting this grunt shell, all bags will be lost. Every bag will be gone. Again, you have to freshly create these bags back. Any other doubt in this? Hello? Do you have any other doubt in this? Fine. Now see. No, Raju, we cannot store this data anywhere else. We cannot store this data anywhere else because there is a only storage, that is local file system. That's all. Okay. Now let me just do it that env is equal to load slash home slash training slash climate as year colony comma city dump column comma city column carrier. Understanding? Right. Now you know very well that how to display this data. Dump space env. Dump space env. We have already seen several cases by giving schema, without giving schema, by giving header name, without giving header name also. If we are not passing any header name, I told you that this will become unstructured data. Then pig can automatically arrange some header names with $0, $1, $2, something like this. And with default types. What is default type in pig? Default data type in pig. Byte array, right? Now let us see. What I'll do is now let me just describe schema here. Describe here. So you can find schema here. I'm telling you, schema is something like a hard part for this pig. Schema is something like a hard part for this pig. Okay. Next step. See. Now I just want to filter this data with temperature greater than 25, for example. I hope you are understanding me. I want to filter this data with the temperature greater than 25. With the temperature greater than 25. Understanding what I am saying, everyone? So, if you want to filter the data, see one small thing I am telling you. Generally, if I am writing any query like select star from EMP where salary greater than 1 lakh, select star from EMP where salary greater than 1 lakh, is it storing your output anywhere else? Are you guys understanding? If I am writing a query on some table, is it just displaying your data on your console or is it storing your data anywhere else? Is it storing data anywhere else? Never, right? It is just displaying that data. Understanding? It is just displaying that data. It will never be stored anywhere else. Okay? But here in this, whatever the command that you may be writing, whatever the and however the data is going to be processed, that output must be taken into another batch here. Try to understand. In queries, generally, once you are writing query, your output will be displayed on console. But here in P, whatever you may be doing with the data, that should be definitely taken into a new bag. A new bag. Okay. Let me just prove it. Now what I'll do is I'll say filter underscore env. I have taken a new bag. Filter underscore env is equal to filter env by 10 greater than 25. That's all. Okay. Filter underscore env. My bag name is filter underscore env is equal to filter is a command. Filter is a pick command. Filter is a pick command to filter your data based on this condition. To filter this data based on this condition here. Understanding? The enter button. Now I'll say dump space filter underscore env. Understanding? So now whatever the data that you are getting will be taken into filter underscore env. If we are not going to take this data into filter into any other bag, we cannot display that bag here and we cannot find out the data what is there in that. Exactly. Please observe here. Please observe here. How many records are there? How many tuples are there in this? 5 tuples are there, right? With temperature greater than 25. Okay. So this is that. So this filter is a command to filter your data based on some conditions, and whatever the output that you are getting, it must be taken into a new bag. That bag name can be anything. That bag name can be anything. You got it, everyone? Okay. Right. Next thing. So now this is a new bag, right? For this bag also, is it giving some schema or not? Is it generating some schema or not? Definitely it is generating some schema. You know what kind of schema it is? You know what is that schema here? You should be able to generate that schema here. You should be able to generate that schema. Observe here. So what is your bag name here? Filter underscore env is equal to, what are we saying here? Filter underscore env colon. Definitely this schema also will become year colon in comma temp colon in comma city colon Canada. No doubt in that. Am I right or wrong? Because your data is something like this, right? Check this data. Year is there, temperature is there, city is there. So there is no much difference in between env schema and filter underscore env schema. But one thing I have to tell you here. Please observe this one. Please observe here, everyone. This is we have loaded this data to env bag first, right? We have loaded this data to env bag, means we have just referred this file, climate file, to env bag. So this whole thing will become env. This whole thing will become env. This whole thing will become env. Now, on the same env table, on the same env bag, I have generated filter underscore env. Filter underscore env. So filter underscore env is a new bag, but it will not have any storage. Env is referring all these records, all these tuples, but filter underscore env is, filter underscore env is just taking this tuple, and this tuple, and this tuple, and this one. Understanding what I'm saying? Okay, these are all will come into the part of filter underscore env. You got it? These all will become filter underscore env. That's all. So if there is no climate file here, then there is no env bag, then there is no filter underscore env bag. No doubt in it, because we don't have any separate warehouse location for these bags, for these bags. That is the reason our warehouse will become that actual storage itself in your local file system. You guys are understanding what I'm saying? Everyone? Okay, right. So this is that. So now filter underscore env will just refer these 5 tuples from that climate file. That's all. Next step. So what is our requirement here? We have to find out maximum temperature for each and every year here. If I want to find out maximum temperature, first I have to group them. Here. You got it? Let me tell you. Group underscore env is equal to I want to group them. Group env by year. Group env by year. Please try to understand here. I just want to group env by year. Group by command. You know that it is just trying to group all similar kind of records in your bag, records in your table, or else here it is in quick guide. So it is trying to group all tuples, all similar kinds of tuples from your bag. Let me just tell you that. If I am applying this command here, group underscore env, group env by year, group env by year. If I am doing something like this, it will become something like this here. 1949, comma, it is taking 1949, comma, 28, comma, Hyderabad. Okay, Hyderabad. Again, comma, 1949, comma, 15, comma, what is that? Delhi. Next, do you have any more here? Yes, 1949, comma, 05, comma, Simla. Okay, this is one thing. So likewise, if I'm going to group this env, I'm trying to group env, I'm not trying to group filtered underscore env. If I'm grouping filtered underscore env, it's a different case. But here I'm just trying to group env back. So if I'm grouping env back, all similar kind of tuples will be automatically grouped. All similar kind of tuples will be automatically grouped. All similar kinds of tuples will be automatically grouped here. Understanding what I'm saying? Next, for the year 1949, for the year 1950, for the year 1960, for the year 1970 and 80. For each and every year, it is trying to group all similar kind of tuples here. Right. Let me just show you this case. I'm saying dump space group underscore env. Completed. Now please check this one. Yeah, exactly. If you are doing group by, definitely your result will be arranged in some sorting order. No doubt in that. Okay. Right. Now see how many fields are there. Now you have to understand here. This is one bag. This group underscore env, now it will become a bag. Am I right or not? Is this a bag or not? Right? Right. Now from this bag, you know how many tuples are there? You know how many tuples are there? 5 tuples, right? 5 tuples are there. You know how many fields are there in each tuple? How many fields are there in each tuple? Fields means columns. Raju, 4. Next, anybody else? Murali, 2. Next, anybody else? Sailaja, 4. Purushottam, 2. Next, anybody else? Rohit, Syed, Sirisha.
Only one.
Only one field.
Yeah, because second curly bracket I see one curly bracket.
Anybody else? No, I'm asking you that how many columns are there, means how many fields are there? 3. Okay, let me tell you. There you can just find 2 fields. 2 fields. Please observe here. Please observe here. This is one field, and wherever it is started with curly brace and wherever it is going to be ended with this curly brace, this will become Rohit. Here, not you should not take this comma here. See, you have taken uh, a bag with ordered tuples, right? ENV is what? ENV bag has collection of ENV bag has collection of ordered tuples. Understanding? So here, when you are doing any other bag with ENV, that bag also will be definitely having 100% having ordered tuples. So if suppose if you are saying that it is divided with, if your field is divided with some comma, how many commas are there in this? How many commas are there in this? Okay, so you should not say that fields will be divided by commas here, exactly, because here also I can find one comma, here also I can find a comma here, right? You please try to understand. This first column is year type and second column is wherever it is started and wherever it is going to close with curly brace, the total that thing will be called as a separate field here, and this is also a separate field. Understanding? And this is also a separate field. You got my point, guys? Everyone? So totally how many fields are there in this now? Just 2 fields are there. 2 fields. Okay? Right. So for these 2 fields, even you have to find out a schema, right? Do we need to find out schema or not for this? Yeah. If you are understanding schema for this group command, that's enough. You can do anything in Pig. Let me just tell you that here. Please observe here. How many fields are there in this now? Everybody. How many fields are there in this now? 2 fields. Right. There are 2 fields. That what is this first field header name? What is this first field header name? Let me first write it down here. So first I am writing schema with bag name group underscore env colon group underscore env colon. What is that first field header name? Right, it's group. It's not year. Murali Purushottam, it's not year actually. Once you are applying this group command, first column will become group. Understanding? Once you are applying this group command, first column will become group here. Understanding? So now I am saying that this is group of what type? Into type, right or wrong? Generally here is of what type? Into type only, right? So here first column will become group and its type is int. You know what is that second column here? This is our second column, right? This is our second column, right? You know what is the second column here? Right, exactly. Right, it should be from env and it should be a bag, as Murali is saying that, because grouping tuples, collection of tuples will become a bag, right? Definitely. See, these are all collection of tuples or not? But whose tuples all these are? From which bag you have collected all these tuples? env. So what is your field header name for second field? What is your field header name for second field? env. Right. env colon. And what is the schema for this env bag? What is the schema for this env bag? As usual, year colon int, comma, temp colon int. Next, city colon char array. City colon char array. Understanding what I am saying? So this is your schema here for this bag. So once you are applying group command, first column will become group, second column will become the bag where you have collected tuples here. Okay, from which bag you have collected these tuples here, and schema as usual. Okay. Now what I have to do? Here? Do I need to find out maximum temperature or not? Right? So please observe here. For this tuple, from this first tuple, I have to get year 1949, right? I have to get some output as year 1949, and I have to get maximum temperature from all these tuples, right? What is maximum temperature here? 28. Next, from second tuple, I have to again get 1950, and I have to get maximum temperature, right? And from third tuple, I have to again get the year 1960, and I have to get maximum temperature. From fourth tuple, I have to get the year 1970, and I have to get maximum temperature from this tuples. Again, from 1980, I have to get maximum temperature, right? So for each and every field, do we need to take this first field or not? From each and every tuple, do I need to take this first field or not? Understanding everyone? Okay, definitely we have to take that first field here from each and every tuple here. That is the reason what I am trying to do. I am going to take some bag name max underscore temp is equal to what I will do is, yes, I am going to use for each. Okay, for each and every tuple of group underscore env. For each and every tuple of group underscore env, I want to generate. So what we have to generate here? One thing is that group. Second thing is that max of max of env dot temp. Max of env dot temp. Understanding? So here, if I am using for each, there should be generate. I hope you got my point. If I am using for each loop, there should be generate command. If I am using for each loop, there should be generate command. For each and every tuple of grouped underscore env back, I want to generate first field header name, right? I need to get first field from the from each tuple or not? So what is that first field header name here? Group or right? Right or wrong? What is that first field header name? Group. So I'm getting group here, and second thing is I have to get maximum temperature from second field. What is the second field? ENV. In that ENV I have to get maximum temperature here. So max should be always with capital letters because it's a function name. It's a function name. Max should be always a function with capital letters. Okay. Right. Let me just copy it and paste it there. It's done, right? It's done, right? Now let us see whether we got output or not. Dump space max underscore temp. Please observe here. You got output or not? Everyone. Okay. For each and every year, we got maximum temperature here. Right. But now I got output. Let me even show you this schema here for this. Describe. Describe group and sorry. Describe max temp, right? Max underscore temp. Please check this one. It is giving max underscore temp with first field header name group int, and see from second field you have generated only temperature from env bag, right? That is the reason it cannot give you any column header name. If you want, you can pass some alias name here by using something like this. So I can say something like this as I'll say t. Some alias name also will be given here. Now you can say describe space max underscore temp. Can you find t here? So I can even provide some alias name for this column header name by using as last name. Okay, this is one thing. Next, now totally I got this output here. Now what I have to do? Once after getting output, definitely I'll be exiting from this grunt shell, right? Definitely I'll be exiting from this grunt shell. Once after exiting this grunt shell, are we going to have this output? Once after exiting this grunt shell? No, right? So then is there any advantage of doing with this pig? There is no advantage. That is the reason what are we trying to do? Before exiting this grunt shell, better you can store this data in your file system. If suppose if you are working in local mode, your output also will be stored in local file system. If you are working in HDF map reduce mode, your data will be stored in HDFS. How can we save it in Hive? For that you have to provide any integration, right? Hive means what does it mean that, Rohit? How can we store it in Hive? Okay, right. Now see. So this is one thing. So now I have to definitely store this output. I don't have much idea, but if it is possible, it must be with integrations only, man. Hive must be integrated with Pig, then only it may be possible. Okay, right. Now see, now what I'm trying to do is I'm going to mm, store this data here. So for that we have one more command, store 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 max underscore temp max underscore temp into, let us, I'm giving some directory here, max temp. Store max underscore temp into max temp. Store is a pick command to store your data from max underscore temp back to max temp. That max temp will become something like an output directory here. That max temp will become something like an output directory here, and even you can find that directory name here. I mean directory path here. Can you please understand this? It is saying that successfully stored records, and it is even saying that successfully read records from which file? Climate file, right? Under home training you can find climate, right? No, never. It is not possible. The schema is just there. It's something like a temporary type. That's all. It won't be taken out. And even you cannot even find out that schema here in this pig, right? Can you see? I can display any table with schema in Hive, but I cannot display with schema in pig. Schema is just there to make you to simply understand that what kind of columns you have taken and to just work on them. That's all. You got my point here. Okay, now you please observe here, successfully read records from home training climate, and it has stored records in file colon triple forward slashes. I told you, right? I told you, right, already. File colon triple forward slashes means local file system. So in local file system it is taking the data in under home, under training, under max underscore temp. You know why it is taking exactly in the same location here? Very simple answer, because we have entered into grunt shell from home training. Am I right or wrong? You have entered into grunt shell from home training in local file system. Suppose if it is some other location, then definitely this file will be taken into the same location. Otherwise, we have to specify that file path here, or else directory path here. Now you please check this one. I'm saying ls here. Okay, can you find max temp here? Can you find any directory with max temp? Can you find directory with max temp or not? Yes. Now is it a directory or not? How to see? How to list out what are all the files and directories are there in this max temp directory? ls space max temp. Please check this one. Part 750 is there or not? Part 750 is there or not? Right. Now I'm going to say um, cat space maxtemp slash part -50. Can you find this output here? Can you find this output here? Right. Next, second one. Let me just give you that. Now, what I'll do is, please observe here. I have cat command with climate. Cat command. I have given cat command to display this file content. For the year 1980, you know what is the temperature here? 22. What is the temperature here? 22. But this is the only year, right? This is the only year, 1980. We don't have any other year with 1980 with a different temperature here. But now what I'm trying to do is, I'm saying cat double great gun climate here. Now I'm going to say one more 1980 here, and I'm going to say 27 here, and I'm going to say let us say Bangalore here, or else Hyderabad here. Control U. Now you please say this one. Observe here. Now I can find 1980 for twice, 22, 27. Right. Now if I'm saying dump space max underscore temp. if I'm saying dump space max underscore temp, will it be updated with that latest? I mean, will it be updated here with 27? Will it be updated with 27? Yes or no? Because generally you have to load it back, right? Are you guys understanding? Okay. So here, absolutely right. It will be updated here automatically. You don't need to load the data back because your env bag is referring climate file. Whatever is done by that climate file, that everything will be automatically updated by this bag. Whatever is the file, whatever is there in that file, that everything will be updated in this file here. That is the reason in this bag here. That is the reason it is giving 27 here. That is the reason it is giving 27 here. Understanding what I am saying? Everyone? Okay. So it will be automatically updated here. Means I'm just trying to prove that that is only our storage here. That local file system climate file is the only storage for us. If I'm going to drop that, remove that file, then no bag will be there in this. Okay. This big grunt shell will be something like a temporary uh, place where you are going to analyze your data and where you are going to write your commands and where you are trying to retrieve your output. That's all. Once after retrieving output, better you can store that output somewhere else and just exit out of this grunt shell. Just come out of this grunt shell. Next, for example, can somebody say how many bags I have worked for getting this maximum underscore temp? Can somebody say how many bags I have worked to get this maximum temperature? Okay, 3 bags. What are all those? Rohit? What are all those bags? Can somebody say what kind of bags? ENV group underscore ENV max underscore temp. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Just hold in, guys. Just hold in line, please. Okay, please observe here. So this is that. This is one thing. Now see, as we have just worked with the 3 bags here, as we have just worked with 3 bags here, I can say that what is first bag, what is second bag, and what is third bag here. What is first bag, second bag, and third bag here. But if I am working with, let us say, with 100 bags, or if I am working with 200 bags, can you exactly say that? See, for example, on some requirement, I have to definitely come across with more than 100 bags. So if I'm working with more than 100 bags, can I exactly find out that which bag is the first one and which bag is second one and which bag is third one and which bag is last one here? Okay, we cannot exactly find it out, right? That is the reason you can even give that flow of bags here for getting final output. So for that, I have one more command, illustrate. I have one more command, illustrate. Illustrate max underscore illustrate max underscore 10. That's all. This illustrate command will just list out a flow of bags here. First one is env, second one is group underscore env, and third one is max underscore 10. Because in middle we have even managed filter underscore env, right? But nowhere else we have used that filter underscore env for getting this maximum temperature here. That is the reason this table is not there in that. Understanding, everyone? Okay. See, Rohit, I told you, right? How do I mean pig can even manage unstructured data, right? If I'm taking unstructured data, Bytary is the default type for that, because if you are not going to configure any type, any data type there, then bytary will become a default data type. Bytary means it is taking data in the form of zeros and ones. Am I right? Zeros and ones. That too, it will be something like an encrypted data. You got my point? So generally, if it is unstructured data, we will manage that data with bytary type, no doubt in that. Not only here, even in PIG, even in HBase also. Okay, right. Now see. So this is our very basic thing. Still, we have to go with a few more things here. Okay, we have to go with joins, co-group, and one more small MapReduce job, word count job, so that everything will be done with tomorrow's class. So most probably by tomorrow we'll complete this total figure. You got it? Okay. Are you all okay, guys? Okay, we'll do that in tomorrow's class. And one more small thing.